All right, everybody, it's Eric and Pops, who is not for rent. Everybody keeps asking me if they can rent Pops. Back on the car today. So, first order of business, this guy. So, we're going to put a bracket on the back here. Thanks for everybody for your thoughts on how to do that. So, went over to Home Depot and bought a hinge. I didn't have any good steel laying around. I know Jeff Lindsay offered to send me some. I never got back to you. Sorry, Jeff. But anyway, this should work. Zinc plated. Hopefully welds okay. We'll find out. So I'm just going to cut this off right here, stick this on the back, and got some welded rod. Go through there. I double checked all the instructions on the Vintage Air. This is supposed to be a 5/16 hole for a 1/4 inch by 20 bolt. So we got the 1/4 inch by 20 threaded rod, so we'll weld that to that plate, weld that to the back, and then grind it off in here, as you'll see as we go. So let's get started. Alright, we welded that on there, as you can see. Ran the die down as far as we could. Maybe it did a little bit of good. I don't know, maybe not. But it's okay, we can always put a washer on there, and hopefully that's enough rod sticking out. I think it is. I think it only needed a screw about that big through the firewall, so we should be okay. So this is the firewall side here. So go ahead and cut that off, and then weld this guy on. So I just checked the directions online, and they want a 1/4 inch by 20 bolt by 1 inch, and I didn't measure that. That's pretty close. So it's off by a 1/16th, but you got a 1/16th inch thing there, so I don't know. So when all is said and done, hopefully that'll work. I just wanted to make sure it didn't want a 3-inch bolt or something. I'm pretty sure it didn't. So anyway, looks like we're on top of it. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Not the prettiest welds ever, but I think it'll be all right. And from the other side, the metal did warp out a little bit when we did that. So I should have done this before I put the fiberglass on, but I forgot. So this fiberglass is all cracked in here as expected. So we'll, grind all this down here, and this thing should be good to go. Okay, we are all done with that. So the fiberglass work is finished. It is reasonably flat. We got all the oil canning out of it for the moment. Seems to come back, but I think we've got it now. These two spots were ping-ponging back and forth, but I think we're ready to put a wipe of filler on there and see how it goes. Fingers crossed. Alright, we got our first wipe on there. Let's see if the camera can pick it up. All the whoop-de-doos in it. Hopefully we'll be able to get that out without a 1/4 inch of Bondo on there, but I think we're going to be okay. It looks worse than it is, I think. Pick any of this up from the side here. A little bit. Not too bad. We'll see once we guide coat it and sand it down. Alright, so Pops is going to tear into this. So we got it all guide coated. We just knocked down the high spots a minute ago, and now got the sanding block. We're going to go for it and see what kind of shape we're in. Pop takes a deep breath, and then off we go. Let's see how bad this is. Diagonals, man, what are you doing? There you go. So those are the same high spots you could see when it was wet, so that's good. Huh. Oh, what? Are you surprised by that?
Yeah.
I'm not. So this is the problem with trying to do a firewall, right? Is they're not level at all. So that's why a lot of people put the metal plates on there to avoid having to do all of this work. So we'll see whether this is better to do it this way or to have put the plate on there, but we'll see. Alright, there's wipe number 1. Just not terrible, but we do have some metal showing through here, so we still got some good low spots in here we need to deal with, but it's not off by much. And like this big low spot right here, for instance. You can see not a lot to be seen, so it's there. You can see that spot right there. That's about what we need to deal with. That's 32nd of an inch, maybe, not much. All right, on to the second wipe. All right, we're just knocked it down real quick, put the guy coat on, we're ready for the second block sand. Pops has got a block. Let's go for it. Let's see if this looks any better than the first one. Hopefully it does. Let's see if we made any progress.
Better, it's not a low spot here, but
Yep.
these are getting bigger now.
Yep, so yeah, we're going to be chasing these two low spots here.
Right.
But that definitely looks better.
Oh yeah.
Etc., etc. All right, so third wipe. This is going to be the last one for the day, but let's see how we look. That's looking better already. Alright, that is how we ended up. You can see it is pretty close. So we got a little metal showing through in a couple of places. So that spot's still a little bit low. Still got a little bit of lowness here, but it's pretty close. If you go down the side of it, it is pretty flat. So we're happy. Next coat of filler should do it. So it'll be 4 coats. But you know, as wavy as it was, that's not too bad. I don't think it's particularly thick. I need to get one of those Bondo meters and see how it all ended up. But I'd guess in the thickest places, maybe 1/8 of an inch. I don't know, something like that. It's not too thick, but anyway, it's nice and solid. It's not no oil canny thing or anything in it. It's good. So I'm happy. Next time when we wrap this stuff up, we got to go through and fill in these little guys here. This is the spot welds. We're going to stop about right there. If anybody has any difference of opinion there, if there's any body work I should do over here. I don't think so, because you got the brake booster here, which is going to cover up most of this. inner fender well here, the master cylinder. I don't think you're going to be able to see much over there. Maybe that spot right there, so clean that up a little bit. That's pretty far down by the engine too. So probably won't be able to see that either, but just about done. So next time we should be able to wrap up the body work, and we still have to strip the very bottom of the car there where the jack stands are. And then this thing's ready for primer. So I'm out of primer and just about out of filler, so I got to go back to the paint store and get some more supplies. That's going to do it for today. Pops and I are pretty wasted.
Yes.
It's been a lot of sanding today. So anyway, that's going to do it. Oh, did I? Yeah, I showed you the bracket on the back where that vintage air thing went. So we've got everything covered then. Okay, everybody, take it easy. Thanks.